Courtrooms are meant to be serious places where justice is decided, but sometimes things go completely off the rails. From defendants attacking judges, to witnesses collapsing on the stand, to jaw-dropping verdicts that left the entire world stunned. These are the insane courtroom moments that nobody could believe actually happened. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe for more shocking true crime and justice stories, and drop a comment telling us which of these courtroom sagas blew your mind the most. 1. Antonio Hughes attacks Decian Brown in a Cincinnati courtroom. During the capital murder trial of Decian Brown in Hamilton County, Ohio, the victim's father, Antonio Hughes, vaulted from the gallery and repeatedly struck Brown at counsel table. Deputies swarmed and restrained Hughes. Judge Wenda Cross held him in contempt and ordered 7 days in jail. Brown was on trial for the 2020 stabbing of Nitisha Lattimore and the killing of her 3-year-old son, Nilo Lattimore, whose body was believed thrown into the Ohio River. The attack happened as jurors were present, forcing a short recess. Proceedings resumed after order was restored. Tona Sidney Newsom melts down. Judge physically restrains him, Mississippi. In a municipal courtroom in Mississippi, domestic violence defendant Sidney Newsom, cuffed at the wrists, ignored directives, strutted around, and suddenly fastballed a stack of pleadings at the bench. His mother sprang up, cheering, as a bailiff struggled to contain him. Newsom then hurled a phone, knocked over equipment, and tried to keep going until the elderly judge stepped down, grappled him and pinned him over the desk. Newsom was cited for contempt and faced additional charges for disrupting court. These details come from widely circulated clips and subsequent write-ups. Alan McCarty Jr. threatens judges twice. McCarty's first case started as a custody dispute. It spiraled when he unloaded on the presiding judge with profanities and threats, earning a contempt sentence. He later doubled down in a separate hearing, again threatening a judge. Court footage shows continuous verbal abuse that had to be heavily bleeped. The outbursts led to added jail time on top of his underlying issues. Contemporary coverage highlighted that his own words turned a family court matter into criminal trouble. 4. You're racist. And the sentence jumps. Manson Bryant, Lake County, Ohio. After a jury convicted Manson Bryant of robbery, kidnapping, and burglary, Judge Eugene Lucci began to pronounce sentence. Bryant erupted, repeatedly calling the judge racist and shouting over the court. Without any physical confrontation, that tirade still had consequences. The judge increased the sentence in open court from 22 years to 28 years, explaining that Bryant showed no remorse and continued to endanger the public. Appellate discussion and national outlets later dissected the clip as an example of how courtroom demeanor can affect sentencing. Christopher Jackson's pre-hearing brawl in Iowa. Ahead of a trespass case in Lynn County, Iowa, a pre-hearing conference imploded. Video labeled by local media shows defendant Christopher Jackson flipping off his mother and attorney, shoving his mother, then grabbing a chair and tearing up the room. When his lawyer tried to intervene, Jackson dragged him under a table and bit him. Deputies moved in and were injured in the scuffle. He was subdued and later faced new charges that eclipsed the original minor offense. Full print reporting is sparse. The best documentation is the local video package. 6. A judge is killed inside a Kentucky courthouse on September 19, 2024, in Letcher County, Kentucky. District Judge Kevin R. Mullins was meeting privately in a courthouse room with Sheriff Mickey Steins when Steins pulled his service weapon and shot the judge, who died from his wounds. The shooting stunned the state judiciary. As of subsequent coverage, investigators had not publicly established a motive. Steins was charged with murder. Kentucky State Police handled the probe while local courts shifted dockets and security protocols. 7. A Satanist defendant tries to escape a glass box in Russia. In 2019, 18-year-old Leonid Greer stood trial in Penza, Russia, accused of killing his sister in a ritual context. Russian courts often seat dangerous defendants in reinforced glass enclosures. Greer wriggled partly through a slot in the glass, then clambered up and tried to pull himself through a ceiling opening. Officers with batons dragged him down and secured the box. The hearing resumed under tighter watch. Local Russian press covered the incident with stills from inside the courtroom. 8 former Judge Tracy Hunter is sentenced, then dragged from court. Tracy Hunter, the first Black juvenile court judge elected in Hamilton County, Ohio, was convicted in 2014 of unlawful interest in a public contract after she used confidential records in a way that benefited her brother, then a juvenile court employee facing discipline. Her sentencing played out over years of appeals and protests. In July 2019, when a new judge ordered a 6-month jail term to finally begin, Hunter went limp at the defense table. Deputies physically dragged her from the courtroom as supporters shouted. The moment became a flashpoint in Cincinnati, with dueling narratives about accountability and race.